So I've ended up with basically 4 massive trays of mostly vegan party food. Sort of vegan.
Is amazing.
Vegan sausage rolls, vegan brownies, vegan Spanish omelette, which was interesting and also actually quite nice. I've got no idea how they've made it, but it's really tasty.
That's really cool. And to get vegan buffet food, that's rare.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. I must say though, the vegan brownies I rescued are not a patch on the recipe you gave me, Amy. They're far too almondy for my liking.
No, mine are the best. I've actually engineered the best chocolate cupcakes now, so that is a thing that has been accomplished, and I'm very pleased with myself.
In-person recorder Amy is now, so she can prove that.
Yeah,
I miss being able to bake. I love baking. Our oven's been broken for the last 5 months.
Oh no! Oh, that's terrible.
If we use our oven, the rest of the flat trips.
Oh really? Oh, that's really bad.
It's the biggest thing I miss is like baking. Just can't replace it at the minute because it's a difficult one.
No.
Miss baking.
Do you have a slow cooker?
Yes.
I think you can do stuff in that, or a bread maker can do cakes as well.
I will look into that. Thank you. I do miss my baking.
Yeah. I do like baking. Cake. Yes.
I was very disappointed when talking to Dom yesterday, and he said about the brownies, and I was like, I could do with some brownies, but I'd already put our shopping order through, and I couldn't change it.
No.
So I was like, I'm just gonna have to pretend.
Yeah. I'm lucky. I've got a it's an ice cream shop, but it's a pudding shop takeaway place that's like literally 30 seconds walk.
Oh, nice!
So good.
Like a Casper's type thing, but better.
No, it's like a little independent one, not like a Creams or something, and they do proper ice cream in there. But they've got like massive waffles.
Nice.
All sorts. The place where we got ice cream from.
Oh yes, I was going to say, like, I can confirm their ice cream is lovely. Their pistachio ice cream is really nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
all the proper stuff.
Can I just check something? How am I sounding to you guys?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Sounding okay?
So it was the same on the last record, but ever so slightly quieter than you normally do. However, that's not a bad thing.
I might be. Well, if it's not a bad thing, I won't touch it. I'm just looking at my waveform. It seems unusually low. Just had a horrible thought.
We were practicing the last time, and you were peaking a lot, so we turned it down a bit. So maybe that's what it was that you're noticing.
Quite possibly, but I feel like it was higher in the very last record, and I'm only having this thought because I had the weird thing a second ago where Zencaster was putting my audio out of my speakers rather than my headphones. So I hope it hasn't done the same thing with my microphone. Because if it's picking up my webcam microphone, this is going to sound like garbage.
Oh no, you sound like you're coming through your normal mic, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Waveform looks good.
Awesome. Let's carry on before we give it a chance to break down.
Yeah.
Speaking of last episode, though, so we mentioned about team names, and I think, Dom, you've inadvertently given us the best team name possible.
What have you got?
Episode.
What have I given you?
Agents of Chaos.
Agents of Chaos. Yeah, no, that's it.
That's
That
an
is a good
amazing
one.
team name.
Yes, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
How are we going to get it in game though? Because that's an out of game.
I'm sure Raiden can start referring to you as chaotic and Agents of Chaos, because that is very much what you all appear to be to her.
Yeah, you've shown Raiden nothing but chaos so far.
Yeah. So appear. Yeah.
That's it. Absolute madness. But before we start talking about what the party's called, we need to know who we're called. Welcome back, listeners, to Tales from the 20 Side, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Let's Play podcast. My name is Dom, and I'm your GM for this game and for many others. And I'm joined by Stu.
Hello.
I'm joined by Amy.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Asta.
Hello.
Hello, folks. Sorry to cut you off there. I suddenly realised I hadn't done the intro, and I wanted to avoid what happened maybe a month or so ago now, where I completely forgot about it, and we went to start the game, and you guys were like, "Isn't that something you need to say?" I was like, "Oh shit!"
It was so weird.
I mean, to be fair, our listeners are discerning, intelligent, smart people, and I think when they clicked on the link saying "Tales from the 20 side," they know it will be a Tales from the 20 side.
That's it. If you came here expecting Joe Rogan, I'm sorry to disappoint you.
I mean, if they're expecting Joe Rogan, they're going to be very disappointed. Oh dear. I mean, is he still actually going?
Yeah.
Oh.
He just had, what's his face, Graham something or other on, who's the big believer of ancient intelligent civilizations. And like they were saying today that the pyramids were built by using sound technology, which is really very interesting.
Nice.
You know what my other podcast is, don't you?
I do. You should watch that one. It was a really good chat. It has another guy on it as well, but I don't remember what his name was.
As long as it wasn't Nick fucking Pope.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, that guy. Grr, he can get off my lawn.
There you go. So on the subject of your other podcast, do you want to just give a little plug to Aliens Explored?
Okay, it's Aliens Explored. We're actually on sabbatical at the moment for the rest of the year. Don't know quite when we'll be back, but it'll be back in some point in the new year. It's Neil who plays Otto here, and myself. We discuss UFOs and alien abduction stories and all sorts of things. I'm the absolute conspiracy theorist believer. Neil is very much the skeptic, and we argue a lot.
Although haven't last you told me, haven't you started to actually convert him? So
Neil had no experience coming into of the UFO community coming into the podcast, but 3 years in, he's his mind has been opened somewhat. Now it's quite interesting to see.
There you go. That's
interesting to see. And we've had Amy on as a guest.
Even did some filming.
We did talking about crop circles, which is my personal big thing. So yes, aliensexplored.com. It is a Feegle Films production. Thank you, Dom.
You're quite welcome. That is, I figured it's been 130 episodes. I think I can allow you a plug.
We talk about Tales from 20 Side quite a lot on it as well. So.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Nice to get that cross marketing going.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a bizarre sort of relation. Should we mention Star Trek Adventures as well while we're at it?
Yeah.
The Twitch channel where we play actual play Star Trek Adventures, the Modifius roleplay game. Amy's in it, aren't you?
Amy's
I don't know for how long.
From what I understand, Amy's character just seems to just have the worst luck imaginable.
I don't know whether it's luck. It's not thinking properly in situations where critical thinking might have been useful. Ooh, what's this blobby thing? Let me touch that. Oh no!
It makes you wonder about the quality of Starfleet recruiting at this time.
Yeah, well, yes, it does.
Famously logical Vulcan, who is probably more of an agent of chaos.
Yeah.
Yay! See, you brought it back round.
There you go. Fantastic.
Actually, mentioning Star Trek, I just want to say very, very quickly about Raiden and phase bolting. Now, if I'd have known I could play a character with a phaser...
I mean, you still can, Stu. There are feats you can take that allow you access to cantrips.
Yeah. It's complicated enough as it is.
It's a good cantrip.
It's a pretty fun cantrip. Basically ignores... what it basically does... this whole thing I say about it sort of phasing in and out of existence, that's more for flavour. What the spell actually does is it reduces any cover bonus. So if an enemy has... So say, for example, if Raiden were fighting Alwyn in a fight, Alwyn has his shield raised. Basically, Raiden can cast Phase Bolt, and Phase Bolt will ignore his shield, which is quite nice.
Yeah, that's not terrifying at all.
Stay on my good side.
Okay.
Good thing you checked Raiden's not evil.
I was going to say, they're not evil Raiden there.
All right, folks, you are in a very nicely decorated sitting room. What has led us to this point?
A creepy child skeleton thing that Alwyn wanted to play with, that turned out to be a bad idea, surprisingly. So Della and Raiden killed it. Well, I say Della helped. I mean, Raiden did most of the heavy lifting, literally.
Yeah. Raiden literally did enough damage to one-shot that creature. I don't mind telling you that.
That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
With a cantrip.
I'm so glad you're on our side. But so then we've gained access to what appears to be some living quarters. We found a bathroom, and then we found another child, which is always going to end well, isn't it?
Yes, except the big difference here is this one appears to have flesh and skin. So
Yeah.
that's a good start.
Oh, great! That's great. So she's told us to be quiet though, because Granny Nan, who we've heard about before, she's listening.
There we go. Indeed. So
You don't know who Granny Nan is.
No, you don't. You haven't met her. You've got no idea who. But you've heard her talked about quite a lot in this tower.
Yeah. I mean, my experience in Nans is that they're always lovely. They always want to give you food, you know. So Granny Nan must be nice, a nice person, surely.
Yeah. Maybe she's got a whole plate of cookies ready for you.
Yeah.
She's going to feed you up. Make sure you're not getting sick. And she's going to send you on your way with 5 gold in an envelope.
Oh, that's amazing.
If it's anything like my experience growing up, she's probably going to come out and tell us all we're going to go to hell. For being the terrible sinners that we are. I mean, it's the Doilies of Doom that's done it. I mean, that's like flashbacks back to my grandmother.
Oh, wow. I apologise for triggering you with my doilies, Stu.
Oh no, it wasn't quite that bad, but the therapist helped. But
Good.
definitely, I'm seeing them as Doilies of Doom. Definitely,
Doilies of Doom. Well, let's see exactly how doomy these doilies are, and let's get back into our game, folks. I reckon. So Della has, Alwyn has just opened this door because I got a bit mixed up at the end of the episode. I thought Della had opened the door. Oh no, she did open the door because she had the key. That's correct.
Yeah.
So ignore me, as you were. Everything that I said happens. It's fine.
I mean, you are the DM, so
That doesn't mean I'm always right, though, Amy.
yeah. But isn't that rule number 1?
Rule
It's
0.
it's rule 0, actually. Rule
There we go. So
But yeah, so as this door opens, Della, you take in this sort of almost child nursery. You see this young girl sat in the centre of the room. For a moment, as mentioned, I'll just recap briefly. When you opened the door, the first thing you saw on her face was perhaps a look of slight fear or at least trepidation, followed by widening of the eyes, broad smile across her face, clearly some level of joy at seeing you there, Della, which was followed by her putting her finger to her lips and saying, "Shh, Granny Nan's listening." What would you like to do?
I don't know. Beckon and the child come this way.
this young girl, she puts down these little wooden blocks and dolls that she was playing with. She puts them down very, very gently so as to avoid making a sound as she does so. And you see she almost noiselessly starts to rise to her feet, and takes a tentative step towards you. Is this a trick? Make a diplomacy check for me, Della.
27.
27. Okay. As you say this, this girl seems she sizes you up, Della. She looks at you, and after taking this first step and stopping, she pauses for just a moment, and then she takes another step forward, followed by another. And as she does so, she starts to reach out her little hand towards yours. What I will say, Della, is that as you see this young girl, she looks far better looked after than the children you saw downstairs. She doesn't look at all malnourished. Her skin looks healthy. She looks actually very hale and hearty. Sort of got quite a bit of meat on her bones. But she steps forward and she reaches out her little hand towards you.
I'll take her little hand in my also little hand because I'm small.
Yeah.
And what's your name?
Inga. My name's Inga. Have you met Granny Nan yet?
Haven't had the pleasure.
Okay. What about her little ghost that follows her around?
I haven't seen her either.
It wore a blue dress.
Nope.
Okay. Are you here to take me home?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. And then I'll beckon, and then I think we should go.
Yeah, so Della steps out of this room with this small child in tow. Alwyn and Ryden, what do you do?
Alwyn will look at Della and point at the other door that we haven't opened yet. The one to the south?
Yes.
I'm going to shake my head. I don't think it's wise.
Alwyn's going to mime singing in an operatic manner, with one arm outstretched and the other hand on his chest. And point at the other door again.
Okay. So I'll whisper to Inga, these are my friends. And then I will hand her over to Alwyn, if she'll let me.
She won't let you. She doesn't want to let go.
Okay. Well, I think you're going to have to listen to the door, because I'm not taking her down there.
Alwyn will go to the door and listen.
Alright, okay. You move to the door to south, Alwyn, and you have a little listen. Make a perception roll.
A total of 22.
22. Okay. As you sort of listen at the door, Alwyn, you're trying to focus past the rumble of this clock that, as I say, is permeating pretty much the entire tower. You do manage to hear something that isn't clockwork as you really sort of strain and listen. You can hear what seems like quite ragged breathing. It's almost inaudible over the clockwork, but as you strain and listen, you can just about make it out.
Okay, Owen's going to turn away from the door, look at both Della and Ryden, and shake his head.
What I will say is, I think you've got there already, but it sounds like the breathing of someone who is either very old or very unwell.
Okay, let's go.
Not the breathing of a singer. that's kind of that was enough for me. I'm going to start heading to the door back to the corridor.
Yeah. What's the intention here? Are you going? Where are you going?
Well, Alwyn wants to go to the room with the heat. We haven't checked.
Okay.
We've got a child with us now.
Owen will whisper to tell her. Don't want to be shouting at.
I mean, we can stage whisper for the benefit of the podcast.
Okay, you stay back with the little girl while we check. Maybe the little girl knows where the singer is.
Yeah. Can we get, as we're walking out of this room into the corridor again? I'll ask Inga if she knows, if she's heard a singer. Has anyone been singing?
Oh, you mean the nice opera man?
Yeah.
I only saw him once, but I hear him every now and then. I don't know where he is. He's not. I don't think he's on. I don't think he's on this level.
Okay. I think we should leave that door. Go in with our mission.
Okay. Do you think he might be upstairs from here, dear, or downstairs?
I don't know. I just know that I don't think he's on this level. I hear him singing every now and then. He sounds very sad.
I expect he wants to go home too. Right.
Let's go upstairs.
Do you like doggies?
Yes, I do like doggies.
Here's Chardonnay. This is Chardonnay.
Who we conveniently forgot about previously. Yeah, I'll say that I'll say that Chardonnay kind of followed up as Amos started engaging the troll on ground floor. That's fine. Yeah, Chardonnay appears from behind the door.
Yes. Here's Chardonnay. This is Inga. Chardonnay, protect Inga.
Okay, you see Inga, still holding onto Della's hand, sort of reaches out a hand to touch Chardonnay.
Careful you don't get a soot on you.
She sort of puts her fingers through Chardonnay's fur, sort of grips on, not super tightly, just sort of, you know how you grab hold of a bit of fur of a dog or that kind of thing. And as she grabs hold of Chardonnay's fur, Della, you feel her release your hand, and her other hand she puts on Chardonnay as well.
Good idea.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you leaving Chardonnay and Inga here, or are you taking them with you?
Take them with us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. So, so you begin making your way up the clock tower. It doesn't take too much longer. So you're ignoring the room that had the heat coming out of it. Is that correct?
Yep.
Awesome. What marching order have you got going here? What order are you going up in?
I'll take the back.
Yeah, Della at the back.
Take the front.
And we'll go in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where Ryan's like, no, I go above, and just flies in the air.
Is levitate a thing?
Levitate is a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Ryden just became omnipresent and was everywhere at all times.
I am the clock tower.
Surprise! I am the dragon.
Oh shit! Wouldn't that be a twist?
Oh, geez.
Right, and then
Just been entertaining you.
do you want Chardonnay and Inga sort of behind Della?
No, in front of me.
In front of Della, okay, that's fine. Okay, so as your little group makes its way upstairs, as you're trying to be quiet now, let's have stealth rolls from everybody.
For sure.
27 for Alwyn.
27.
30 for Della.
30 for Della, very nice.
22 for Ryden.
22 for Ryden. Oh, okay. Could you just roll one for Chardonnay as well, please?
I thought you were going to ask that.
Don't forget +2 for the soot.
Yeah, Chardonnay's not trained in stealth.
So I think it's just dexterity. Or does he use yours? I can't remember.
There's nothing to say.
Okay. I find it hard to believe that a wolf doesn't have any stealthy ability.
I mean, he is pretty dexy, so...
Yeah, so maybe it is just dex. That's fair enough.
I mean, that's what it's based off of, so that would make sense.
Oh, and you've said this before that I can't use my hero point for Chardonnay.
No, that's true.
7.
7. Oh dear, okay. Well, I can tell you, because the group rolled really, really well, what would have been... Well, yeah, what was almost certainly a critical failure there on Chardonnay's behalf, it is balanced out by the fantastic rolls of everybody else. So just as you start moving, you see Inga grips on, perhaps just a little bit too tightly, onto Chardonnay's fur, and Chardonnay lets out a yelp. But she very quickly realizes what she's done, releases her grip slightly, and starts sort of patting Chardonnay to soothe him. Chardonnay settles down quite quickly, and you're able to make your way out of the sitting room of doom, and you begin heading up the tower. And you climb up to the next level of the tower. This sort of loose spiral staircase eventually transitions into a switchback that you recognise previously. You find yourselves climbing higher and higher up this clock tower until eventually you come out onto the floor that you recognise as being the floor directly below, basically where Logrovich the dragon is. And on this floor, the most notable thing that you see immediately in front of you is this sort of gigantic, intricate clockwork mechanism that seems to be driving the entire tower. To the north of the room, you can see a few sort of boxes and storage crates. You'd previously taken shelter around that corner when the dragon put his head through the trapdoor and put a breath weapon through it. To the northeast, there is a small set of steps that lead up to a wooden platform, from which there is a ladder leading through a trapdoor that leads onto the very top floor of the tower. And off to the east, there is a single door. which you so far have not opened or gone through.
Alwyn's going to make a beeline for that door and listen at it.
You listen at the door. Roll perception for me.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Again, where you're next... at this point, you are next to the heart of this clockwork mechanism, Alwyn. You're trying to focus, but all you can hear is grinding and clanking and ticking happening, literally 5 feet behind you from this massive gears and pulleys and all sorts of things that are ticking and whirring and whizzing and grinding.
Just look at the others and then open the door.
You go to open the door, Alwyn. You find it is locked. It rattles in the door frame.
Beckon Della over.
I think this is a bad idea. Okay, cover me, and I will see if I can pick this lock.
Alwyn will... Oh no, we're out of rounds, but he'll ready an action that if Della gets attacked, he'll attack whoever attacked Della.
Yeah, sure. You can. I think you can absolutely have a ready action. That's fine. So yeah, Della, you take out your thieves' tools and you're going to attempt to pick the lock. Give it a. Excuse me. Give me a thievery check, please.
That was not good. A 17.
Ooh, 17. That's interesting.
I rolled a 3.
Hang on a second, let me just check something. Okay, I can tell you, Della, that is a failure, but not a critical failure.
Okay.
This seems like a sort of averagely made lock. It's going to take it's certainly within your skill set to open up, but you're going to need to spend a bit of time on this. If you would like, and this isn't a thing rules wise in second edition, but I like it from first edition. If you want to do a thing called Take 20, basically you can sort of spend sort of half an hour of time, but basically taking as much time as you need to get a natural 20 and kind of automatically succeed. So that would take time, and if you were to do that, there is a chance that something might stumble across you.
Yeah.
Or
how badly?
Or you can just attempt to open it manually.
I mean, I think I could try and open it. No. Me manually just trying to force it.
Well, as in
check.
As in roll until you either succeed or give up or break your tools.
Yeah. I think it's just all this clockwork noise has burrowed its way in my brain a little bit. And
it's
I'm not
very
working
distracting.
To my full potential. So I'm going to have one more crack at it to see if I can just pop it. That's better. That is a 30.
A 30, I can tell you, is a single success there, Della. You start feeling the mechanism moving inside. You find what feels like the sweet spot. You start applying some leverage, and the lock sticks about a third of the way around. But you're making progress.
Okay. While I'm trying to get this, do you want to see where you're going to block this clock tower, Alan?
Yeah, I'll look at the clockwork and I'll look for the two biggest cogs running together.
You can see the two biggest cogs in this mechanism are very unhelpfully right in the centre. Like they're certainly accessible, but it looks like you would have to reach past a bunch of other clockwork to get to them. But certainly that's a good. instinct is, if you want to break something this big, you stop up the biggest thing you can see.
Yeah, I'll start looking to see how I would get sort of the adamantine sword. So my intention would be to feed the adamantine sword in sort of pointy end first in between the cogs. So I'll look to see what the safest way of doing that would be.
Okay, so what I will say is there's not really a safe way of doing this. Like if you are intending to block the largest gear, you're going to be putting your hand into the clockwork. There's a chance that it might sort of catch or nick you.
Perhaps least. I'll look to see if there's a least dangerous way of doing it.
I mean, absolutely. You identify a point of entry that you think is the least dangerous.
Okay.
So, purely just because of how intricate and impressive this mechanism is, it's never going to be completely safe with what you're doing. Like you're basically sticking your hand in a blender and going, what's the safest way to do this?
Yeah, exactly. But for now, I'm not going to draw the adamantine sword just yet. I'm going to keep hold of the rapier just for now.
Ryden, could you telekinesis it in?
Yeah, I think that is something that I could actually do. If I cast telekinetic projectile on it, I could hurl it in.
Yeah, that's a thing you could do. I mean, you'd need to make a spell attack as if you're attacking a creature, but that's a possibility.
What happens if you miss, though?
And then hopefully it clatters off to the side and I try again.
There's no windows, is there?
There are no windows on this level that you can see.
Okay. So you can't throw it out the window.
I could try and stand on some of the crates to get me an elevated position so that I'm firing it sort of more of a straight down.
Yeah, so firing it down rather than across, yeah, that's a possibility.
I'm going to try this lock again.
We're going to try this lock again. Roll a thievery check for me, Della.
Oh, another 30.
Another 30, another success. You get it. This time you get about halfway round before the lock sticks. You're making good progress. You think you're about halfway done, Della. I will tell you out of character, this kind of lock needs 4 successes in order to open it.
Okay. Shall I continue? Or do you guys want to do anything?
Well, while you're doing that, I was going to have a chat with Ryan and say, what about if we sort of did it together? If I sort of offered the sword up to it and you sort of use your telekinesis to guide it? Is that a thing?
It may assist somewhat. Normally it's a case of using an unattended object, but we can certainly try and see if it takes.
What if I offer it up and you're there ready with your telekinesis in case I accidentally drop it?
Yes. Yeah, I could do that.
Or if I think that, a cog's going to catch my arm or something, because I'd rather not have an arm ripped off. That would put a crimp in your day. Then I can drop the sword instead, and if you're ready with your telekinesis...
Yeah,
to sort of take over.
Yes, I think we could work something out to try and do that.
Sounds like we have a plan. We know how well those work.
Which means in 10 seconds you're going to do something completely different.
Yeah.
Speaking of, about 10 seconds has passed in that time. Della, are you making another thievery check?
I did, and I rolled my third 16 in a row, so that's another 30.
Amazing, another 30. That is once again a success there. You've almost got it. You find it sticks just at the last moment, but you think if you can pull back once more, just reset your position very slightly, you'll be able to lever it open.
A glazed look over my face.
Just
I'm
hope
concentrating.
Just hope that bobby pin doesn't break.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to do that, what you're doing, or should we open this door first?
No, let's open the door first.
Okay. Oh, I did not roll well there. That is a 19.
A 19 is a failure. It's not a critical failure.
Good.
I don't believe that resets your progress, because that would suck if it did. So it is a failure. That's not a critical failure.
Okay. Della goes a little cross-eyed. His tongue sticks out while she's still concentrating really hard. And she's going to use her hero point, because she rolled a 1.
Very sensible.
And I rolled a 20.
Excellent. For a total of 34. So there is a moment, Della, just as your pick pings out, your pick pings out in your kind of focused state. You rush to thrust the pick back in the lock. You get the angle wrong. You sense the pick's actually bending, perhaps about to snap entirely. And then you have a moment of clarity. You blink. You take a breath. You release the tension on the pick. You insert it properly as you've been properly trained, and a second later, as you twist the picks on your tools, there is a click as the door unlocks.
Aha. I gingerly open the door.
Okay, so as you push this door open, Della, you can see that you're stepping into what looks to be quite a comfortable suite, or at least comfortable by the standards of everything around it. You can see in this room there is a bed, a dresser, a chair, and a bookshelf. And you can see that above the bookshelf on the eastern wall, there is quite a large mirror hanging there. And as you creak the door open, Della, you see facing away from you, sort of facing actually into the mirror, you can see quite a tall human male with very pale skin, very dark hair. Sort of seems to be dressed quite fine looking robes. And as you click the door open, without turning to face you, the individual standing next to the mirror calls out to you. So, are you more of the fiend's lackeys come to demand a performance for the beast? Well, I tell you no more. I have had it with this dragon, and I shall sing for him no more.
Oh, I've got some good news for you, Barclay.
As you say this, he turns to face you properly, and he says, "Oh my, you're not a troll. I thought for a moment you were. You're a new face here, my darling. You clearly know my name. You have me at a disadvantage. Who might you be?"
Oh, I'm Della. I've got some friends here. We're here to get you out.
Oh, marvelous! And you can see this individual, this sort of fake, sort of feigned facade of strength gives way to joy as he looks at you. To rescue me, you say? I thought nobody knew I was here. Well, thank you, my darlings. Thank you so much. Where are my manners? Barclay Belvorica. He rushes towards you, clasps your hand firmly in both of his Della, and gives you a firm shake.
Is he wearing a watch?
He is wearing a watch.
No, I won't. Okay, one thing though, we need to be quiet.
Oh, my darling. I have trained in all the classical styles. I have performed from Kintargo to Absalom. Don't you worry, Barclay Belvorica can do the diminuendo as well as the crescendo.
Okay, cool.
The piano
guys.
as well as the forte.
Okay.
The quiet as well as the loud.
Oh no, this is going to go well. Okay, Alwyn, I think now's the time.
Okay, I'm going to suggest that we send Barclay, Chardonnay, and not Ingrid,
Inga.
Down to Amos first, and he can spirit them away back to base, and then we'll go.
Oh. Now might be a good time for me to point out that Amos is fighting a frost troll downstairs.
Oh. Can you message him, see if he's done yet?
Is that something I'm able to do? Because I know we waived having to see people for Della's incursion.
I'm going to waive it entirely just for this spell.
Okay. In that case, I will send a message downstairs to where I believe Amos to be fighting and ask him if he's finished.
All right. So you cast the spell, Ryden. What does Ryden say?
We have what we've been looking for. Time for the second part of the operation. Are you quite finished and ready to play nursemaid?
The response you get back, Ryden, sounds quite rushed and harried. He sort of says, "Hang on, little busy down here." Ugh.
Okay.
He's still busy.
We better keep them with us then.
Yeah. Let's do the thing. Run down. Get Amos. Leave.
Yes.
Profit.
Yes.
Go.
And maybe Ryden, when we get down to Amos, you can make the other frost troll just disappear like you did the other one.
Yeah. That was totally intentional, right?
Oh, absolutely. I am very capable with the arcane, and I will certainly do something to it.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Right. But for now, I'm going to offer up the sword to the cogs, and if I can get it in, I will. If I can't, if it looks like it's going, I'm going to drop the sword, in which case, Ryden, you take over and thrust the sword in between the cogs.
Oh my! What is this skullduggery you're doing here? I thought this was a rescue mission.
Sosovoke.
A man of the arts, a fellow performer, dare I say? We should talk later, my friend.
Yes, later. For now, shut the fuck up. I was going to stow the rapier, draw the adamantine longsword, and move into position.
I will start
you
climbing
have
up.
power?
I'll start climbing up on some of the crates just to get an elevated position so I can see properly.
Yeah, sure. So as you sort of start moving into position, Barclay looks at you, Alwyn, and he says, "Noted, my good compadre. I am, as you say, shutting the fuck up."
Alwyn just nods. Right, and focuses.
All right.
So pour his focus into this.
So Alwyn, how do I want to do this?
Like He-Man.
Like He-Man. By the power of Grayskull. There we go. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Alwyn, are you trained in crafting?
No.
Okay. I think this would almost be thievery, because you're doing quite delicate things. Are you trained in thievery?
No.
Okay.
I'm an expert in thievery. But I don't think I can use a longsword.
You don't need to make an attack with it, so that would be okay.
Got shorter arms, though. You can tell me where to shove it.
Could you do it under performance if you went He-Man.
Something else I'm not trained in.
I'll tell you what.
No.
Let's have. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I would like Alwyn just to make a straight dexterity roll.
Okay.
I would like Della to roll thievery, as if she were taking the aid action. And I would like Ryden to do the same. You're an arcane caster, aren't you?
Yes.
And I would like you to roll Arcana. So Arcana for Ryden, Thievery for Della, and straight Dexterity for Alwyn.
Della got 20. A dirty
Okay.
one.
Okay.
Ryden got a 33.
33. So, with Della's success and Ryden's critical success, Alwyn is going to get a total of +3 to his dex roll. What have you got, Alwyn?
I rolled a 19 on the die for a total of 23,
Nice.
which gives me 26.
26. Very, very nice, Alwyn. You, with the help of your friends, Della keeping an eye on the way the mechanism is moving, Ryden buoying your efforts with little bits of magic here and there. You lift the sword up and you feed it deftly past all these whirring gears, and clanking clockwork, and you get the tip of the sword just to touch these gears, and you start with, it sort of knocks it aside, and then you push forwards and it catches properly, and you feel the longsword being tugged and pulled from your grasp. What do you do?
Release it, let it take it.
You release it and you let it take it, and with your critical success on that dex roll there, Alwyn, you are able to delicately withdraw your arm without you take. I think you actually take some precautions as well, like perhaps you take you roll your sleeve up to make sure there's absolutely nothing that can get caught, that kind of thing. And a moment or so later, you watch, having withdrawn your arm, you watch as the sword begins to get drawn down into the mechanism. And a few seconds later, you watch as the mechanisms begin to slow and to seize, and you hear this horrific grinding sound begin to echo through the tower. What do you all do?
Run!
Yes! Run, you fools!
Alright, okay. So, Alwyn, Ryden, and Della, with Barclay, Inga, and Chardonnay in tow, you begin rushing back down the stairs. You make it back down to the first level of the tower, where you just fought the Attic Whisperer. There is a horrific crack that resounds through the tower. You watch as the wood of the stairs in front of you shatters and breaks and falls away. I need a reflex saving throw from everybody, please.
Okay.
Hey, it's a good job I'm not enfeebled, right?
Oh no, I rolled a 1. 15.
And you've used your hero
I've
point
used my
already.
hero point.
I haven't, and I am going to use my hero point at this point because I rolled a 4.
Alright, okay.
I rolled an 18 for a 31.
31,
Ooh.
okay.
25.
I hope I'm holding on to you, Ryden.
Do you want a separate one for Chardonnay?
Yes, let's have a separate one for Chardonnay.
Chardonnay's got good reflexes. He's a good boy, 22.
22, okay, alright. Those numbers again, please, from Alwyn.
22 for Chardonnay, 25 for Alwyn.
Okay, Della?
15.
On a
Other
natural one, yep. And Ryden?
31.
31, okay. So, as the staircase in front of you breaks and a section of it falls away, Alwyn, you're able to back up in time and between yourself and Ryden, you catch Barclay, who's about to take a tumble. Oh no! It's just like the gypsy lady said. But you catch him before he falls. However, due to the sudden shock and the vibrations, Della, you completely lose your footing and you tumble down the shaft of the staircase. You land very, very, very heavily on the ground. You fall a good 40 feet, Della. And you take 20 points of damage as you strike the hard stone floor on the bottom level.
That knocked the wind out of me.
That it did. Okay. Obviously, I assume at this point you're continuing to rush downstairs.
Yes.
Come join me.
All right.
Take shortcuts.
It was a shortcut. Totally intentional.
You keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to. By the time they get down there, I want to have the superhero pose of pounded the floor.
Yeah. The 3-point landing. Just ignore the blood and the broken nose. It's fine. Don't worry about that.
It's okay.
Alwyn and Ryden. It takes. There is now a gap in this staircase between the two of you. Obviously, you are currently on the wrong side of the hole. What do you guys do? The gap is about 10 feet across.
Jump.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a jump.
Okay, let's have athletics rolls from both of you, please.
Unless you can make us fly.
I mean, you got a rope you could climb down.
It didn't take too much time. 23 for Alwyn.
23 for Ryden.
A flat 19.
That's enough. Although it's sort of a 10-foot gap, but it's not too difficult to get there. You sort of Alwyn steps back and takes a run up. Ryden follows a second later. Ryden, you misjudge it slightly. You end up sort of missing it and grabbing onto the edge, and Alwyn pulls you to your feet to get you up. You see Chardonnay leaps nimbly across the gap, and leaving Barclay and Inga remaining. You see Barclay picks up Inga under the arms, looks you in the eye, Alwyn, and he says, "What do you say? Should we go for a quaver?" I wish I knew more operatic terms, because this would be missed a golden opportunity here. But yeah, he seems to be getting ready to throw Inga over to you.
Alwyn will. Yeah, he's not holding his sword anyway, so yes, he'll get ready to catch Inga.
All right, bellissimo! He throws Inga towards you, Alwyn. And yeah, she lands safely in your arms. You clutch her tightly to you and put her down gently. Then Barclay himself is going to attempt to leap across the gap, and he does so. Once again, the same as Ryden. This individual is not particularly athletic, but there is enough strength there that he springs across the gap, gets enough of a foothold on the broken ground, falls backwards for a moment. Oh no! This is just like the gypsy woman said. And you're able to grab him
by the hair.
You grab him by the hair. Alwyn grabs him by the arms, and you pull him up to safety. And the group of you continue running downstairs. As you get to the ground floor, you can see that the tower is starting to shake and groan and rumble. You hear stone cracking and breaking from up above you. As you get to the bottom of the tower, Della, you're just picking yourself up off the ground. You see your companions arrive with Inga and Barclay in tow, and there is a horrific crunch and a shudder, and you look up and you see a large clockwork gear tumbling towards all of you. I would like a reflex saving throw from everybody in the room, please.
Oh, not again. I rolled another one.
Oh no!
Oh, Della.
23 for Alwyn.
Oh, I can't believe that. This is my forte.
Supposedly. Are you sure, darling? It looks more like your piano to me.
I'll give you a bit of side eye, Barkley. Should have taken that watch.
Disgusting 30 for Chardonnay.
Disgusting 30. So 30 for Chardonnay. For Alwyn,
23.
23, okay.
Only a 16 from Ryden this time.
16 for Ryden. And for Della with a natural 1.
It's a 15.
So 15, okay. So, as this, I'll tell you, the DC of this effect was 20. So, roll some damage as this clockwork gear tumbles to the ground. That is 17. Oof. Della, you take 24 points of damage.
Liberating step on Della if that would apply.
Doesn't count as an enemy, I'm afraid.
24.
It's not our friend.
It's definitely not, but it's not an enemy either.
Has it got a name?
This is Christopher the Cog.
Yeah.
Alwyn, you rolled 25.
23.
23. Alwyn, that's a success. You leap out the way, only taking 12 points of damage as this clockwork tumbles to the ground. Chardonnay avoids it entirely. Ryden, what was your roll?
16.
16. That's a failure. You also take 24 points of damage there, Ryden. Okay, and Della, with your critical failure, in addition to taking the damage there, you are also pinned beneath this clockwork. You're stuck.
Oh no!
You can hear this whole tower is coming down around you. One of your companions is trapped beneath the clockwork. How do the guys get out of this? We'll find out next week.
Oh! Panic!
Tales from the 20 Side is a Figo Films production in association with Juicy Falls. Music by Alexander Nakarada and editing by Stu Jackson. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Discord by searching Tales from the 20 Side or by visiting talesfromthe20side.com.
Talk my way out of this one.
Well, Barclay's redeemed himself quite a bit.
Has
in
he?
Alwyn's eyes, yeah. Helping Inga.
Mm. Yeah, this is going well. We are doing somewhat well. We've saved the person that we forgot that we were there to save. We found a child that we weren't expecting to find.
Yeah.
And we're bringing down the tower around us while we're still in it. Lovely.
Well, we knew that was going to happen. I mean, that was...
Yes, that was the plan, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's why we wanted to get rid of Barclay and Inga first.
Yeah, that's okay. They've got better reflexes than Della, so...
Apparently so.
Yeah.
I think a lump of rock has better reflexes than Della at the moment.
Yeah, I think I've been too compassionate recently. I've lost some of my roguish.
She's lost her edge. A bit.
Yeah.
If you had have stolen Barclay's watch, you'd be fine.
I think, yeah. Yes.
Been hanging around Alwyn too long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
At least that part of the plan survived contact with party, right?
yes.
For once.
It went according to plan. It does happen very occasionally. Very occasionally. I mean, we must be nearing the end of book 2 if we actually stuck to a plan for once.
Yeah. We've got a few things to do first, though.
So much to do.
But this is the start of the plan.
Yes.
Because we're distracting the dragon. Yeah. We've got to let the guys know. Then we've got to get to the hut.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Which we engineered ages ago.
your order of operations is remove dragon, trigger uprising, find hut, profit.
Profit, yeah. We're doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, Della's not doing that great right now. But I'm sure it'll all work out.
Ryden's here, who is all-powerful and can just make the cog that's spinning you down vanish in an instant.
Yeah.
I will admit, I do have a plan. I'm not sure how well it'll work, but I have thoughts on getting you out.
Oh, I'm excited.
Ooh, one for next time.
That can only end well.
Yes.
You just disappear. It's like, success.
Yeah.
Fixed it, she's fine.
Yeah. And I come back 20 minutes into just rock because the tower's fallen down.
Yeah.